known for its innovation and technology, particularly mobile technology, building on the success of M-Pesa. These innovations have largely been championed by the private sector and young entrepreneurs. In contrast, the public sector tends to play catch-up in adapting technology, and that has remained true in the use of Geographic Information System, GIS. GIS, also referred as digital maps, are utilized to capture, store, analyze, manage and present geographic data.
Mapping is an ancient art that began with the Greek and can be traced to over 5,000 years ago. Mapping is the symbolic depiction emphasizing the relationship between elements of space, objects, regions, and even themes. Now, many maps are at times fixed on paper or static. Cartography is a term used in mapping and is the study and practice of making maps, combining science, aesthetics, and technique.
So what do we do?
Another term used in mapping is survey, which basically means a technique or art and science of determining the terrestrial or three-dimensional positions of points and the distance and the angles between them. In high school, we learned about mapping, though I'm not here to revisit what we learned, but how technological advancement has made it easy to combine cartography and survey in map making. We take a look at digital mapping using drone technology, and with me is Mr. Ocheng Makokeyo, Technical Operations Manager at Highland Surveyors, a company that does land surveys and digital mapping.
Digital mapping using drones per se has leveraged the aerial mapping niche.
Using drone survey, digital outputs include the following: orthomosaic or photo maps, digital surface and terrain model, topographical maps with contour lines together with volumetric calculations.
For digital mapping, we use fixed wing drones. These are those ones that typically mimic the normal airplane with fixed wings. The one particularly we use as Highland Surveyors is the EB RTK. That's a well-known drone for aerial mapping purposes. We also use the multi-rotor drones. It can be a quadcopter, it can be a hexacopter, depending on the number of propellers it has.
Mr. Makokeyo explains the tools aside from drones used in survey process.
There are two sets of softwares I'll talk about. There is the Android-based software that basically controls the drone. Then there is the desktop-based software that does the processing. So for the Android-based softwares, we have the option of using the product's software, for instance, the DJI Go app, to do our flight planning and to do the actual image taking and the actual flying. We have Drone Deploy, okay, that we can also use to do our planning, and to adjust our flight parameters. But once that is done and you're out from the field, in-house desktop softwares, we basically use Pix4D for processing, or Agisoft Metashape for processing.
Drones capture the photos of the ground and stitch them together, but you can as well use a third-party solutions to achieve the 3D mapping. But nonetheless, you can use the operating system provided for you by the drone. The arrival of drones in the country has brought solutions to aerial problems that in the past were only solved with the use of aircraft such as helicopters, which was and is an expensive affair. But unmanned aircraft, i.e. drones, have opened an avenue whereby few flight lessons, any Tom, Dick and Harry are able to fly one. With the technology that comes with the drone, One, people's accuracy and security has been greatly interfered with, hence the need for legislation.
Back then, as drone operators, we were operating in not even a gray area, but I think a dark blue area, because we were a lawless country as far as regularization of drone operations was concerned. But
Kenya Civil Aviation Authority has begun registration of drones in Kenya and approved drone technology training schools such as Kendron, Kenya. And it becomes the first ever government aviation authority approved unmanned aircraft system training organization in Africa, well outside South Africa.
to this area.
Mr. Cheng Makokeo says that mapping with unmanned aircrafts has cut down the aerial mapping process by 3/4 of the total time and is effective, less expensive and convenient, thereby urging the youth to take up training and create employment out of it.